Hey everyone, thanks for joining in for another interesting video in this ongoing LinkedIn series. So in this particular series, we are making a set of videos wherein I teach you how exactly you can set up your LinkedIn profile and make the most out of it, whether you want to grow in your career or get a new job or basically network with like-minded people and build a thought leadership profile for yourself. If you haven't watched my earlier video on how to build or how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, please go ahead and check it out. And in this video, we are going to talk about some of the common questions people have before being active on LinkedIn. Before we get into the video, I just have a quick announcement. Thank you so much to all of you for being a wonderful support in this particular YouTube journey. I started this as a hobby. It's still a hobby, but we have reached 1,000 subscribers. I think at this point of time when I record, it's 1,276 subscribers. So to all 1,276 people, a big thank you. And for those of you who are watching without subscribing, subscribe if you like it. If you're finding some value, I'm still okay with it. Let's get into the video. This video will be focused on answering some of the questions you might have in mind when I say people to go ahead and be active on LinkedIn. Like most of us, we have created a LinkedIn profile, but for some reason, we have never opened that application. Usually we go to LinkedIn whenever we are looking for a job switch, and once we have got the job, we just don't look back at it. So that is not how exactly LinkedIn works. If you are looking for a dream job or if you want to be always hot on the job market, then you should definitely be active on LinkedIn. The main reason for this is to help recruiters remember you, whether it is your immediate manager or a HR person, whoever that is who is looking to hire, they should somehow know you as well as remember you. Like when you present a candidate, they say, yeah, I've seen his profile on LinkedIn. Like you would definitely have one or two people whom you follow regularly, right? So how exactly we reach that particular level? It's just to be active on LinkedIn. What exactly I mean by being active on LinkedIn? Well, technically you should be creating content, but at least if that is not possible, it should be possible at the end of this video, but if that is not possible, at least you should be engaging with other people's content. That is critical. LinkedIn, even though being a mammoth platform, still has less than 1% of its entire population as creators. I think it's pretty much the same with other online platforms as well, but LinkedIn is like really worse. Even with the invention of tools like ChatGPT and other AI writing tools, people still hesitate to create content on LinkedIn. This video, as I said, is focused on addressing some of the questions you might have and help you to be active on LinkedIn. Let's get started. The first question which I usually receive is, I don't know anyone on LinkedIn. Like, why should I be active there? That's a good question. Remember the olden days when you were first introduced to your first social media platform? It could be Orkut for people like me, then Facebook for some people, for most of you, and Instagram or Snapchat and all these platforms. The initial days you might have had very less traction. You might not have made new friends. You might have had these 4 or 5 people whom you know from real life, whom you immediately follow, and then just engage with their post, and it slowly builds from there. But over a period of time, you start being active, you get a hang of it, and then you grow into it. LinkedIn is no different from there. All you have to do is just focus on getting to know 5 people. I think all of us would know at least 5 people from our classmate or from our current company who are there on LinkedIn. Go ahead and connect with them. Try to get to know another 15 people. Like in total, if you know 20 people on LinkedIn who would be always active and who would engage with your posts, that's all you need to build a solid personal brand on LinkedIn. That should be your first mark. Instead of getting to know hundreds of people or getting overwhelmed by people with thousands of followers, you should be focusing on just getting to know 20 people. Now, not just sending connection requests and making them accept it, but getting to know 20 people. You can DM them. These people could be from your real life. You can go ahead and talk to them about your LinkedIn journey. You can ask for some help, or you can DM me. I could be one. So make it 19 people. You can always reach out. So your first step is to get to know 20 people on LinkedIn and then build from there. The second question is the most asked question, I should say, is what if I say or post something which is stupid or someone finds me stupid with my comment and answers? Okay. Firstly, there is no way you can be stupid on LinkedIn. Like none of us can be stupid. Yes, we all do make mistakes, but that doesn't mean we are stupid, right? We all have to learn and know something, and anyone who knows that has been a beginner at one point of time. So it's totally fine to make mistakes, but it is important to learn from them. So whatever you feel is your opinion about a subject, you can go ahead and post it. It's completely okay if people don't resonate with it, because any sort of engagement, even if they oppose your comment, then it is only going to do good for you. Best example could be the Apple event yesterday, I think day before yesterday. The Apple event which happened day before yesterday, the launch of iPhone 15, and everyone in the internet was talking about it. They talk good about it, they talk bad about it, it doesn't even matter. Everyone is talking about Apple. That's all that matters at the point. So don't overthink things. But let's say if you are still a bit hesitant, then here is a small hack for you. What you can do is go ahead and look for an article which is written on your subject. For example, this channel revolves around digital marketing. So let's say you go to a blog and read something about social media marketing, and then they call this as the new trend in social media. What you have to do is go ahead and then just skim through the entire blog. Just make a few pointers about what you understood from it. Go ahead and post it. Don't try to create anything new. All you're doing is summarizing the blog which you have just read, and you're just posting it back on LinkedIn. By this way, you can never fail. All you're doing is just recreating someone who is an expert in the field. Whatever that person has written, you're just going to come back and repost it. That's all you're doing, and you can never be wrong by doing this. Try that out first. The third one could be, I just don't know what to do here. Sometimes it's easy to feel kind of lost when you enter into LinkedIn. Like you go through the interface, you don't know what is what. Well, at this point of time, spend a couple of days, I think you would understand what is what. It has the basic things like you connect with people and then you message them and you get notifications about whatever you have shared or whatever you have engaged. It's as simple as that. Don't try to overcomplicate it once again here. But in case you don't know what to do, all you have to do is prepare a set of like 20 people and then constantly follow them. Look into their profile. Not stalking per se, but just look into their profiles, like what kind of background do they have, what kind of post do they constantly write about, and then engage with it. You can just react to the post, or you can just comment something to the post. You can agree with them, you can post a new opinion which you might think is suitable, or you might even disagree with it. These are all fine. All you have to do is go and engage with post, because LinkedIn sends notification to people, and when they look into who viewed their profile or who engaged with my post, your name will continue to pop up, and that's how you stay on top of the recruiter's mind. The fourth question could be, this is usually for beginners and people who have just started their career. They might feel LinkedIn is a little overwhelming. I really cannot understand what people talk about here. Okay, this is a fair point, and I'm gonna tell you a small story. Physics used to be my favorite subject until 8th standard. By 9th standard and 10th standard, there was something new into physics, and if you guys remember, it's called problems. All of a sudden, mathematics entered physics, and it totally ruined my love for physics. But this was my relationship with physics problems. Like any physics problem, I wasn't trying to win them, but in my first step, I was just trying to get familiar with all the formulas, the equations, and the derivations. Once I was familiar with it, I was comfortable to read through them. For example, if you just read an equation 3 or 4 times, then whenever it is applied, you immediately, I know that. That's all you need to do. You don't have to master it, you don't have to solve it, but you have to get familiar with it. Once you're familiar with all these stuff, whenever people use these jargons and whenever people say these terms, you don't get overwhelmed, but instead you go, yeah, I know about this, I've read about this. That's all you need to know. Just focus on getting there first instead of trying to master everything on day one. This might take a few months. You might have to do some reading, you might have to do some constant reading, and you might even have to do some research as well. But over time, you will get familiar with what people are talking, and then you will eventually become a master of it. Like I said, everyone who is a master right now was once a beginner, and you will definitely be a master at one point of time. All I'm doing here is push you a little more to fasten up the process. So just go ahead and try it out. Try to be familiar with all the subjects people are talking about on LinkedIn. Last one, and the most lamest excuse people would give me is, I don't have time for this. Seriously, bro. That's never the answer, alright? You would definitely swipe Instagram. You would definitely swipe YouTube. I mean, you're watching this video right now, so you shouldn't be saying this excuse, right? If you have time for all these things, you would definitely have time for LinkedIn. And I'll tell you what, once you get a hang of the platform, LinkedIn would be your most used platform. It might sound weird, but it is going to be the truth. You would start spending more and more time on LinkedIn. It's going to be the top place where you spend most of your time compared to other social media networks. If you're surprised, just wait for it, spend this time, and you would believe it for yourself. So don't try to do half an hour every day or all this. All you have to do is just open up LinkedIn every day. Have it as a habit, like how we open Instagram every now and then, even without realizing it. Subconsciously you just open and start scrolling. So once you forcefully start opening LinkedIn every now and then, once you start seeing the names you are familiar to every now and then, you would develop it into your subconscious mind, and slowly you will get into the habit of using LinkedIn regularly. And right now, the reason why you're saying you don't have time for it is because you're a little hesitant to use LinkedIn. That's the truth. But once you get a hang of it, you would definitely start using LinkedIn pretty regularly. Don't worry about it. These are some of the common questions people would tell me whenever I ask them to be active on LinkedIn. I hope in this video I got to answer most of the questions people would have in their mind when it comes to being active on LinkedIn. If you guys have even more questions, please drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. And this is an ongoing series wherein we discuss completely about building a personal brand on LinkedIn and making the most out of this platform in your professional journey. So keep an eye out for more upcoming videos. We'll be talking about how to generate leads, how to reach out to recruiters in the right way, and how to find your dream job. All those things are coming your way. So subscribe and watch out for it. Cheers guys. Bye. See you in another video. Thank you.